little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the 49-year-old ruling in Roe v. Wade that legalized abortions nationwide. The overturning of Roe means abortion will not become a state issue. Maine's congressional delegation weighed in on that decision, with independent U.S. Senator Angus King saying, quote, "The right to a safe legal abortion has been reaffirmed by the court time and time again, but this new majority has decided to overwrite long-standing precedent to impose their own personal and religious views on women across the country," end quote. Senior U.S. Senator Susan Collins released a statement saying in part, quote, "The Supreme Court abandoned a 50-year precedent at a time that the country is desperate for stability. This ill-considered action will further divide the country at a moment when, more than ever in modern times, we need the court to show both consistency and restraint. Throwing out a precedent overnight that a country has relied upon for half a century is not conservative. It is a sudden and radical jolt to the country that will lead to political chaos, anger, and a further loss of confidence in our government," end quote. Also weighing in, 2nd Congressional District Congressman Jared Golden, who is running for re-election, he said in part, quote, "The majority opinion is wrong on principle, and it's wrong in the merits, tossing aside decades of established precedent. In many parts of the country, there will be serious and harmful consequences for millions of women," end quote. Following the decision, we visited the downtown area where people shared their thoughts on the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
I'm actually very happy for it. It's allowing now states to have the ability to approve or deny length of time for it to happen. I just think it's one of the things. Babies deserve to live.
Not happy. You know, it's a sad day for women or anybody. What's next?
It's about time.
It's really terrible. It's like a war on women.
I think it's classist, you know. I think it's just another punch in the gut.
All of the rights of bodily autonomy or just human autonomy are up into question. It's genuinely, as a younger person, I'm 27 years old. I think for the first time I really don't have much hope for the country.
Politicians across the nation are weighing in on that decision. Our Dylan Holloway visited the state capitol and has reaction from the governor.
The U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade has sent shockwaves throughout the nation. Several Maine leaders and officials have given their reaction to the news, including Governor Janet Mills.
How frustrating and appalling it is to learn that the majority of the U.S. Supreme Court feel that women's rights and women's health care can be treated in as cavalier a fashion as they have done.
According to Mills, this action won't get rid of abortions, but rather it will only serve to get rid of safe and legal abortions in dozens of states across the country.
Not in this state. I will not let that happen in this state. That's why for the last 3.5 years we've worked so hard to put in our statutes basic protections for the right to safe and legal abortion.
Mills says voters ultimately have a choice in Maine and every other state to determine who will stand up for their rights.
And as long as I am governor, I will stand up for those rights because unlike the majority of the U.S. Supreme Court, I do not believe that women's rights and women's health care are dispensable.
She says this news has obviously created an emotional reaction for many people.
And I'm pretty angry. But what I don't want to see happen as well is sort of people taking to the streets and threatening violence.
The governor says people on both sides of this issue must continue to maintain a level of civility and respect. Reporting from the State House in Augusta, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, the Uvalde, Texas mass shooting that claimed the lives of 19 children continues to shock the nation. A bill proposing to add additional gun safety protections recently passed in the U.S. Senate. Our A.J. Douglas has the story.
Our bill will save lives. Senator Susan Collins partnered with other lawmakers for a bipartisan Safer Communities Act. The potential law will allow additional funding to states to restrict firearm access to those deemed a danger to themselves or others.
And helps ensure that dangerous criminals and those who are adjudicated as suffering from mental illness cannot purchase firearms.
The bill plans to extend background checks of those 18 to 21 and the National Instant Criminal Background Check System by reviewing juvenile and mental health records. Prosecution of those convicted of buying or selling guns illegally, known as straw purchases, will face stricter convictions.
Our bill establishes new specific criminal offenses with significant penalties for straw purchasers and firearms traffickers.
It really seeks to do is make it easier for federal prosecutors to prosecute in a more streamlined way these straw purchases.
Angus Norcross, treasurer for Pine Tree State Rifle and Pistol Association, says more extensive background checks for people 18 to 21 will result in delays in the NICS system. He fears any added gun safety laws will nudge states into passing red flag laws. Executive Director for Maine Gun Safety Coalition says the organization has pushed for exactly that.
Fellow organizations around the state will be pushing to have a real red flag option in the upcoming legislative session, in addition to the yellow paper law.
Senator Susan Collins emphasizes that she has no motivation to take away any law-abiding citizen's Second Amendment right. A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The Maine Center for Coastal Fisheries in Stonington welcomes a new 4-part display for both tourists and communities and locals to enjoy. The live tour of Discovery Wharf to educate visitors about the fishing industry. The display aims to highlight the commercial pier, local granite history, and lobster fishery resilience. Research specialist Patrick Shepard says introducing people to this can be important and interesting.
Lobster is obviously a major economic driver for towns like Stonington and for Maine in general. And the purpose of Discovery Wharf is to sort of shed some light on exactly how that all happens, and teach people about how seafood gets from crawling around on the ocean floor to your dinner plate.
The unveiling of the new exhibit will take place on Friday, and it's open to private donors only. Maine Center for Coastal Fisheries welcomes the public to view the new display in the future. A Newburgh man made his first court appearance today following an incident that lasted hours. 51-year-old Lee Baker had his bail set at $10,000 cash by a Penobscot County judge. Baker was arrested and charged with domestic violence, reckless conduct, domestic violence terrorizing, and domestic violence criminal threatening. Around noon on Thursday, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a firearm being discharged and a female saying she'd been assaulted. Deputies made contact with the woman and attempted to make contact with Baker. After several failed attempts, the Sheriff's Office Special Response Team, as well as State Police Tactical Team, responded to the scene. Several hours later, Baker was taken into custody without incident. He was transported to the Penobscot County Jail. We had a beautiful day weather-wise out there today, and for what we can expect ahead, let's turn things over to Jeff Weller with a first look.
All right, thank you. Happy Friday. Your first weather is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. And okay, so here we go temperature-wise. Look what we did today. 78 Millinocket, 81 in Bangor, 76 Bar Harbor. We'll take it. Tomorrow, though, most of us, if not all of us, back up in the low to mid 80s and more humid. Lots of sunshine today. Clear skies are out there now. There could be some dense fog in the area tonight, but overall we're quiet tonight, tomorrow, into Sunday before we get some rain showers back in the forecast on Monday. Our forecast tonight then is mostly clear skies and low temperatures down near 60. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. As of this week, Mainers can purchase ferry tickets for a number of islands online. And a look at a local oyster farmer as business begins to boom across the state. We'll have those stories and much more after this.
Anticipate greatness in the all-new 2022 Wagoneer. With a legendary 4x4 system, hand-treated materials, best-in-class cargo space, and state-of-the-art technology. It's your Wagoneer. Find it at Quark.
at every turn. Joe Biden and Jared Golden chose the wrong one. Biden and Golden turned off more American energy production, put the brakes on pipelines and future drilling here at home. Now, gas prices and heating oil cost more than ever. Maine families are struggling to keep up, and the Liberals' only plan is to buy more from our enemies? Tell Congressman Jared Golden to help open American energy production and lower gas prices.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota VX Series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
Attention Maine fishermen, we want to see your biggest catch and for you to win some great prizes. Go to foxbangor.com and click on contest and giveaway, then upload your photo for your chance to win. Sponsored by Willie's Sports Center, Mill Mall, and elsewhere. We have everything for fishing from trout to tuna, fly fishing, trolling, and ocean rigging. We carry back tire e-bikes to get to remote spots and snow dog utility machines. We have all your hunting and outdoor essentials.
Freddie Freeman leads the Dodgers against Acuna Jr. and the Braves. Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. It's the USFL Playoff Semifinal Saturday, live from the Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton. It all starts Saturday on Fox as Luis Perez leads the Generals into a winner-go-home showdown with the Stars. Absolutely sensational. The USFL Semifinal Saturday, this weekend at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back. A new Harvard University study shows home ownership is now out of reach and unaffordable for low-income and working-class Mainers. A decade ago, you needed an income of $58,000 to buy a typical $230,000 Portland home. But as Brad Rogers shows us, home prices here have more than doubled, while the median income has only inched up.
In Gray, so it's a little farther out of the Portland area and wanted to be closer to Portland.
Sonny Pecoraro says when her family started looking for a new home in Portland, they realized they'd have to pay $300,000 more to get a home similar to their own.
In the price range of what we could sell our house for, even though it could sell for a lot more, there's no way we could afford anything that's even close to the quality of our home right now.
Her friend and coworker Melinda Larson owns a home in Gorham and was looking for a new home there.
And we just kept getting beat out. Cash offers, $100,000 over asking, like it was crazy. It just got so ridiculous. We weren't even in like top 3 offers and we were going $30,000, $40,000 over ask.
Both decided to give up their search. Local realtor John Hatcher says they're not alone.
We're seeing a lot of disappointment. We're seeing what we call buyer fatigue, where they might make offers on 7, 8, 9, 10 properties and unsuccessful in acquiring it.
Right now, the median home price in Cumberland and York counties is a staggering $473,000. To afford a home at that price, you'd have to earn more than $130,000 a year. Yet the median household income in southern Maine is $62,000, not even half that.
Cumberland County, York County are expensive areas nationally.
To give you another idea how competitive the housing market has gotten, one home recently went on the market for $310,000. The owner got 34 offers. One couple offered $60,000 over asking price and still didn't get the home. Hatcher says in a balanced market, the average home sells in 6 months. In this seller's market, homes are selling in 6 days and for well over asking price.
It's unprecedented. We've just never seen that. In the last 3 weeks, we've had 3 properties that have gone under contract for 20% over asking.
The hope is new home construction and rising interest rates will slow the housing market, but it hasn't yet in Maine.
Anything that we were looking at, I mean, it went off the market so quickly.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. Meanwhile, the Maine Department of Transportation is making access to ferries a lot easier. If you go to maine.gov, you can purchase ferry tickets to several islands. Director of Communications Paul Merrill says online access started this week. So far, it's helping people across the state.
I know the first day, within the first few hours, we had about $1,000 of online ticket sales. So the system was working. Our staff have bought tickets to travel to islands, and things have gone well. We're always looking for feedback, and, we're a customer service agency.
The price for tickets varies depending on age and peak times. And the oyster industry is booming, and farmers across Maine are harvesting during the busy summer months for residents and visitors alike. Our Stephanie Wittenbach dove into a small oyster business in Deer Isle on Friday morning and shares more.
I love just being out in the water. It's my happy place.
Abby Barrows is an oyster farmer with 2 other females contributing to her business in Deer Isle. Her company, Long Cove Sea Farm. She bought the business from a previous fisher back in 2015 and has grown ever since.
A lot of wonderful freedoms of running your own business, but also a lot of responsibility.
Barrows says she has only 2 other people who help, one farm manager and the other Gisela Nucciaroni, who is her farm hand and helps on deck at Long Cove in Penobscot Bay.
I went to school at COA. I was mutual friends with someone who did an internship 2 years ago with Abby. Her name's Anna. She's not here today.
Barrows says it could take a few years for oysters to become market size. She and Nucciaroni spread nets across Long Cove and Penobscot Bay and every morning clean them off, take the ones that are ready for shipping, and does it all over again the next day. On her boat, Barrows shucks an oyster and tells us the biology.
So this is called the lid. That's the cup. And this is the hinge. You can see the muscle there. Right above it is his heart. This is his stomach. These are the gills, so they pass the water through there. That's what they're filtering that 50 gallons of water a day. You sever the bottom of that muscle so they can loosen them from the shell. And now he's ready to eat.
Barrows says she hopes her story will encourage farmers in Deer Isle and Stonington to look into oyster farming and get into the business. She says her biggest dream is to reduce plastic in the business and educate people on the island. In her store, she sells homemade vignette for the oysters and shucking knives. You can find more of those items at longcoveseafarm.com. In Deer Isle, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, it is the oyster season, and still to come on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the late from Washington on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And the Senate approves a multi-billion-dollar gun legislation aimed at curbing gun violence. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
The greatest hits from the best of times are right back where they started. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 Retro Radio. We played them first, and we're playing them again.
Z62. You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Now is the best time to get a great deal on a vehicle at #1 Van Sickle Kia. We have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles with payments and prices for every budget. Plus, we'll pay you top dollar for your late model vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. There's never been a better time to buy, sell, or trade at Van Sickle Kia.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store, and Proudy Auto Body want to send you to see Keith Urban live in concert on his The Speed of Now World Tour with special guest Ingrid Andress, Saturday, July 23rd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store in Glenburn. Stop by and check us out. And Proudy Auto Body in Dover Foxcroft. Win tickets to see Keith Urban July 23rd on the Bangor waterfront.
Everything hurts, everything's expensive. Let's not even talk about your hair. Enough! Here at Z62, we hit the rewind button. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 is back with the greatest hits from the best of times.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
The Supreme Court decision striking down the Roe v. Wade abortion ruling sets in motion a variety of moves at the state level. This as President Biden calls on Congress to essentially pass new legislation mirroring the abortion decision, which had stood for many decades. Fox's David Spunt takes a look at what's next.
I'm really excited about it. I'm absolutely devastated.
Within minutes of the justice's decision, the question, what's next?
Legal abortion on demand!
Democratic governors tried to comfort anxious Americans.
We're fighting back. We're protecting our providers. We're making sure insurance companies are covering abortion services. We're giving money to support our providers.
Sorry as well. I'm a little less sorry than I am pissed. A little less sorry than I am resolved and angry to do more.
California Governor Gavin Newsom signed legislation earlier this year to expand abortion access. He joined other West Coast Democrats with a message to the court and the nation.
We will not stand on the sidelines.
The West Coast United States is going to stand strong.
13 states are expected to trigger abortion bans following the hours-old Supreme Court decision. They join a larger group of states planning to end the procedure. Attorneys general from Wisconsin and Michigan say they won't enforce abortion bans. Missouri Governor Mike Parsons tweeted, breaking, Missouri has become the first state in the nation to effectively end abortions. Louisiana is also ready to act.
But there's no qualms about it. In Louisiana, it's over.
U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, once a Supreme Court nominee himself, expressed disappointment with the court's ruling, writing, today's decision does not eliminate the ability of states to keep abortion legal within their borders, and the Constitution continues to restrict states' authority to ban reproductive services provided outside their borders. The Attorney General went on to say the Department of Justice will not tolerate violence related to this Supreme Court decision. Outside the Supreme Court, David Spunt, Fox News.
Sweeping gun legislation passed by Congress for the first time in decades on Friday. Now it will make its way to the White House. Fox's Chad Program has more from Capitol Hill.
The motion is adopted.
Congress passing a bipartisan bill to curb the scourge of gun violence. The $13 billion plan garnered overwhelming Democratic support along with a contingent of Republicans. The House vote followed the Senate's approval late Thursday night. It marks the first time in nearly 30 years that Congress okayed major firearms legislation.
This was a team effort. Everybody worked extremely hard for one purpose, and one purpose only, and that's to save lives.
The bill responds to recent mass shootings, including one at a grocery in Buffalo and another at an elementary school in Texas, which killed 19 children and 2 teachers. The bill expands background checks to include juvenile records, red flag laws to seize guns from those deemed dangerous, and it seals the so-called boyfriend loophole, barring domestic abusers from purchasing weapons. While there is bipartisan support, there are still critics of the bill from both sides. Democrats say it doesn't go far enough, while others fear it will infringe on Second Amendment rights.
This is a compromise, but it's the first opportunity we've had in decades to do something worthwhile to prevent gun violence.
This is a common sense package. Its provisions are very, very popular. It contains zero new restrictions, 0 new waiting periods, 0 mandates, and 0 bans of any kind for law-abiding gun owners.
The bill now heads to President Biden to sign into law. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
And as President Biden heads to the NATO summit in Spain, the tide is turning on the battlefield. Fox's Nate Foy has more from Lviv, Ukraine.
The battlefield momentum in Ukraine's east is tipping towards the Russians. 4 months into the war, Ukrainian troops have withdrawn from the key battleground city of Severodonetsk after months of intense fighting there. Ukrainian officials call it a tactical withdrawal and say forces accomplished their goal of occupying Russian resources while waiting for more weapons from the West.
It makes no sense to stay at the positions that have been destroyed because the number of casualties in poorly fortified areas will grow every day.
The U.S. sending another military aid package worth $450 million. It includes 4 additional mobile rocket launchers that are capable of stopping Russian tanks and armored vehicles. The total U.S. military aid to Ukraine during the war is now over $6 billion.
The United States will continue to bolster Ukraine's defenses and support its sovereignty and its territorial integrity.
The situation in Ukraine's ports is getting worse. Millions of tons of food stuck in the country. The UN warning of a global food shortage without shipments.
The only reason for this now is Russia's aggression against Ukraine and Russia's blockade against grain and other foodstuffs moving out of Ukraine.
President Biden heads to Germany for the G7 summit this weekend and then to Madrid next week for the NATO summit. Reporting in Lviv, Ukraine, I'm Nate Foy, Fox News.
It's been 1 year now since the tragic building collapse in Surfside, Florida, that claimed the lives of nearly 100 people. But families who are mourning their loved ones continue to search for answers. Fox's Phil Keating has more from Surfside.
A whole year of pain, confusion, unanswered questions.
Friday marking 1 year since tragedy struck Surfside, Florida. The Champlain Tower South building collapsing in the middle of the night, claiming the lives of 98 people. First Lady Jill Biden on site to join the community as they commemorate the lives lost.
The things we carry are heavier now. And 1 year later, or many years later, our knees sometimes buckle beneath the weight of our grief.
Rescue crews from around the globe traveling to Florida in the days after the collapse, helping local teams dig through the rubble and search for the victims. The emotional impact still weighing very heavy here.
To see family members literally just screaming into the pile of rubble here, that was pretty emotional and still is to this day.
The cause of the collapse remains under investigation, a process that could take years. But the building had a history of maintenance problems, and there are questions surrounding the quality of its construction.
It's clear that the building failed massively.
Many families still struggling with their loss a year out, while looking to hold those responsible accountable. Meanwhile, just yesterday, a Florida judge approved a $1 billion settlement for the survivors and the families of those whose lives were lost. In Surfside, Florida, Phil Keating, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll take a look at some great spots to get a bite in the town of Dover-Foxcroft. And in sports, we'll hear from Maine football standout Andre Miller after his first NFL experience.
The $1 Million Music Guessing Game is back.
Beat Shazam!
With the best dad and daughter team.
Dad, do not embarrass me.
Beat Shazam, part of $1 Million Music Mondays on Fox.
Folks from all across Maine have discovered that all roads lead to Down East. This summer, we hope that you will come visit us too. While here, you can take a river walk, go on a historic tour, take the kids to the museum, or buy a new 2022 Toyota Tacoma or Highlander at 1.75% APR for 48 months. Come visit the Twin Cities this summer and be sure to snap a selfie with Paul. All roads lead to Down East Toyota on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Here at Versant, we want to help keep you safe near our power lines. Did you know that work or play near wires causes roughly 10% of all power outages? And that state and federal regulations restrict tree trimming up to 20 feet from energized lines.
Be a good neighbor. If you've got work to do near the lines, give us a call here at Burson Power, and we'll help you stay safe.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
You had me at Allison 10-speed transmission. Premium features available on GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on Sierra Heavy Duty models. GMC, we are professional grade.
Fox Tuesdays. Get a taste of this summer's sweetest hit.
Welcome to Crime Scene Kitchen.
America's best bakers must answer one question. What was just baked in this kitchen?
Touch, smell, and lick every single surface in there.
What is it? What is it? It's a race to gather the clues.
Raspberries. Dark chocolate.
And bake the mystery dessert.
We're gonna win. But did you make the right dessert?
Woo! Crime Scene Kitchen. Tuesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on these platforms.
Welcome back. Brace for turbulence even before you step on the plane. Airline cancellations and delays may be the new normal. U.S. Airlines delayed or canceled more than 35,000 flights over Father's Day weekend. Fox's Lydia Hu is at Newark Airport in New Jersey with more.
We overheard a traveler earlier today telling his family to say a little prayer that their flight is not canceled today. Just a small indication of what travelers are feeling here at Newark Liberty International Airport. A lot of anxiety as we are coming out of a week of brutal cancellations and delays in the airline industry. Nearly 8,000 flights traveling into, leaving, or within the United States have been canceled within the past week. Nearly 1 in 4 flights across the country were delayed. We've been asking travelers here at Newark, should airlines be penalized for canceled flights?
Everybody's struggling with that across the country, so I don't know. I don't think they should be penalized.
If it's weather, something uncontrollable, maybe not. But if they're overbooking, they know what their staff is. So I think at that point they should reimburse us.
Airlines are struggling to meet a surge in consumer demand for air travel as they face worker shortages, but some pilots accuse the airlines of overscheduling the flights.
As pilots, we are beyond exhausted. They are trying to get us to fly to the maximums that the FAA has. The bad news is it means a flight cancels. When you schedule the airline to the max, you're going to have failures.
And now some airlines are pulling back on their schedules. American Airlines announcing this week it's going to suspend service to 4 small cities across Iowa, New York, and Ohio starting in September. United Airlines also saying this week it's going to suspend 12% of its departing flights that leave from Newark starting after July 4th. Reporting from Newark Liberty International Airport, Lydia Hu, Fox Business.
The Maine Maritime Cadets returned back to Castine Harbor this morning after spending nearly 2 months overseas. Our Matthew Jurancic covered the touching moment.
Maine Maritime Academy cadets returned with their families after being overseas for 62 days. The cadets traveled to both domestic and international ports, where they learned about the importance of teamwork in various cultures of the places they visited, which include Charleston, South Carolina, Bermuda, and Iceland. The educational trip was led by Captain Jordan MacArthur. MacArthur talked about the important takeaways of the trip, including teamwork skills and learning about oneself.
The biggest thing is that they learn about themselves. Is learning how to work as a team, learning how to work safely, use tools properly, and how to relate to each other in a very confining shipboard environment.
Upon returning, cadets got their names called and shook hands with MacArthur before returning with their families. Along the voyage, the group became one unified family.
So we sailed with about 170 students between juniors and freshmen, and overall everyone kind of becomes like siblings almost. We are predominantly male, so it's kind of like having 150 brothers.
During the 2-month journey, the cadets completed requirements in order to become certified U.S. Marine officers for the United States Coast Guard. This year's group was smaller than past years, which usually averages 240 cadets. However, the group's spirit was just as strong.
It was great. A lot of really positive energy. Everybody's kind of thinking that COVID's behind us, but wherever we went, it was everybody was all in, learning about the different cultures and exploring and just being good ambassadors for the state of Maine and for the U.S.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The Bangor waterfront will be a pretty busy spot this weekend because the food trucks will be taking over. Starting tomorrow at 11 a.m., vendors from all over Maine will be dishing up some amazing street food. Everything from barbecue to sushi will be lined up ready to take your order. Tickets range from $10 to $20, and it's a rain or shine event. The first session goes from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and the night session is from 4 till 8 p.m. The event organizers are asking to leave your pets at home, except if your animal is a licensed service animal. You are allowed a small lawn chair, blankets, and strollers with smaller children. Some of the food trucks that will be at the waterfront include Swamp Yankee Barbecue, Pinky D's Poutine Factory, Melt Food Truck, Mr. Tuna Sushi, Wanderlust Coffee, the Little Red Snack Shack, and Mainly Pastures. There'll also be live music for both events. Tickets can be found online. Even though it's a rain or shine event, sounds like lots of sunshine on the way. Jeff Weller's in next with our full 5-day. Stay with us.
High temperatures back up near 80 today. We'll do it again tomorrow. In fact, mid-80s are on the way tomorrow, and Sunday is going to feel like summer, but then some more rain. I'll tell you when I come back.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
As a working mom of 5, I'm feeling the burden of rising prices. But instead of getting inflation under control, the liberals in Washington are attacking America's tech innovators. Talk about being out of touch. The left's bill would take away the technology we depend on, put our personal data at risk, make China stronger and America weaker. I don't understand how any Republican senator could support this liberal nonsense. Tell Senate conservatives to stand up for American technology.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Vardy Ford, the nice car and truck people. Let's talk about this, right? Here we are, the last weekend of June. How did that happen? It's going to feel like it as well, with temperatures in the 80s tomorrow and Sunday before we get some more rain showers in here on Monday. It's going to feel warm, though, so not just the heat, also humid, with dew points near 70. We could get some feel-like temperatures around here approaching 90 or so tomorrow afternoon. Today, though, not so much. 81 here in Bangor, 76 Bar Harbor. We'll take it, right? With lots of sunshine across the region today. Felt like summer. Tomorrow, again, it's going to be a bit warmer as a warm front has come through. The wind has shifted out of the south, and we are in for a very nice weekend around here before we get some more rain showers back in the forecast on Monday. All right, so going forward temperature-wise, out there now, of course, in the 50s, with lows tonight in the 50s and increasingly muggy. And then tomorrow, a couple of us could go for mid-80s for highs before not really cooling off much tomorrow evening with pretty much lows in the upper 60s or so. Today, though, a gorgeous day, right? Lots of sunshine, a light wind kind of all over the place today. The system is kind of pulling out of here. We're in good shape going forward as we have lots of clear skies on the way for tonight and much of tomorrow. There will be a front just close enough tomorrow evening that could give us a rogue shower. Most of us will stay dry. We're just fine in Sunday as well with temperatures hanging out in the 80s. And then behind that, there's a system over here that's going to bug us late Sunday into Monday. That's going to be a cold front that'll cool us off a bit late Sunday to Monday. But overall, we have a good weekend to get through until we get there, right? So going forward, so warm and humid this weekend. We're talking temperatures in the 80s with dew points in the 60s to near 70. That's going to feel pretty warm, right? And then rain on Monday. That rain could be locally heavy on Monday afternoon. All right, going forward, your forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies. Some dense fog is likely as the air goes calm and temperatures meet the dew point in the mid-50s. Look for that south breeze around 5 now, going down to near 0 later on tonight. All right, for tomorrow, here we go. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, warm and humid. High temperature is 87, but a couple of you could go for 90 tomorrow with that west wind around 5 miles per hour. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Varney Ford shows 87 tomorrow, Sunday 85, partly cloudy, so increasing clouds Sunday evening, and that will lead to a few rain showers on Monday. Again, that rain could be a bit locally heavy on Monday afternoon. We've got to watch that one for you with a high of 77. That'll clear up Monday night. Look at Tuesday, lots of sunshine again, 77, and then there's an 80 back on the forecast next Wednesday.
All right, so a beautiful weekend on the way. Make sure to get out and enjoy that sunshine. All right, sports is coming up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X-Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
The signs of spring are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field, and the flowers bloom with warmer days on the horizon. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort with the changing of the seasons. With a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever spring brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Village Variety, and Firehouse Subs want to send you to see Keith Urban live in concert on his The Speed of Now World Tour with special guest Ingrid Andrest. Saturday, July 23rd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Village Variety in Glenburn and Firehouse Subs at 920 Stillwater Avenue in Bangor. Win tickets to see Keith Urban July 23rd on the Bangor waterfront.
What I want you to hear today is we're there to listen. We also understand that this is a really hard step to take. And so we're going to help guide you. We're going to listen. You can call us anytime, 24/7. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you need. And we're going to try our best to help fill those gaps as to where you're having barriers or you're meeting challenges. We just hope you call.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X-Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
Sign up for You Pick'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back in. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Some big news yesterday in the local football world. This fall, right here on ABC 7 and Fox 22, you can catch some Husson Eagles football. In a partnership with Husson University and Nescom Productions, their communications program, we will broadcast 2 football games this fall and hopefully a lot more in the future. Eagles coach Nat Clark says the news is a wonderful opportunity not only for the student athletes, but the student broadcasters as well.
And this is a win-win because our students here at Husson, our communications, under Rodney's direction, will get a chance to broadcast or help produce the game, and our student athletes get coverage, and your station, will do a great job, and I think it's a win-win for everybody here in the community.
The first broadcast will be the Eagles' homecoming game on Saturday, September 10th at noon. Husson will be playing Plymouth State in that one. That will air on Fox 22. And then a few months later, on November 5th, ABC 7 will carry the game when the Eagles take on Nichols College in their last home game of the season. And for those watching at home, Clark says the team should be pretty exciting this fall.
But we had a great spring, and I think we'll be excited to watch. We'll be excited on offense once again, and our defense has been really good and really sound, and hopefully it'll be an exciting brand of football to get people to the television and also to the stands.
All right, let's stay with football now. I am excited for those. I haven't called a football game on the broadcast since my days with URI football back in college. Sorry to all you Maine football fans. I mean, you guys probably got the last laugh anyways. But yeah, let's stay with football now to a former Eagle, also a former Old Town Coyote, and of course, a Black Bear. Andre Miller has returned from his first NFL experience.
Okay, this is like for real now.
Last weekend, Old Town native and Maine football standout Andre Miller returned from his first taste of NFL football, participating in rookie camp and OTAs with the New York Giants, an experience that he calls surreal.
I mean, it was crazy. It was surreal. Walking out onto the facility and being a part of something so special with all the other guys, like seeing guys that I watched play for years now, Saquon, like Daniel Jones, all those guys, it's just like, it didn't seem real at first.
The first few days down there was the rookie camp, so Miller was grouped in with all of the guys getting their kicks in for the first time. But when the Giants vets walked in for OTAs, that is when it hit him.
Obviously, I play Madden and stuff, so playing with them in Madden and like just being around them in person, it's just like crazy to me.
Besides the transition from college ball to the pros, Miller is going through another change on the field, moving over from wide receiver and lining up with the tight ends.
That's been a little different. I mean, playing receiver your whole life and then now putting your hand in the dirt and doing different things. But we have a really versatile offense.
He says the biggest challenge with that change comes in the mental game and having to know more of the ins and outs with all of the other offensive positions.
Just having more football knowledge and just learning, because like as a receiver, there's some things you don't have to worry about as much when you're per se like in the run game and stuff. But now you got to kind of really know all the X's and O's and where everyone else is going, and that sort of thing was new to me, obviously. And it still is new, so I'm still trying to improve and get better at it.
So the former Coyote and obviously fan favorite is back in Old Town for about a month. Then he's driving back down to New Jersey in mid-July for his second first impression at training camp. During his time home, the work never stops.
Just keep fine-tuning all the details and stuff that we kind of went over during OTAs, and still trying to learn new things and just keep improving myself so that when we come back, it's full go during training camp.
Always pulling for Andre. July 18th is when training camp starts, so we will follow along with his journey all summer. Moving on to basketball now, the NBA draft was last night. Pretty uneventful for Celtics fans, if you ask me. There were some mullings of trade rumors, some thoughts Boston might try to trade up from their first and only pick, which was at 53, but they didn't. And as we know now, they drafted a point guard with that late second-round pick, J.D. Davidson from Nate Oates' program down in Alabama. Roll Tide, baby. Davidson didn't quite light it up, but his athleticism is off the charts. I mean, he averaged just over 8 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds a game. Not the best numbers in his last season in college, but talking to Brad Stevens, they were more focused on the long term with that pick.
Tonight was about finding somebody that we could invest in, that we could put a lot of time into, that we could help grow in their young career, and hopefully help them, help JD in particular, but whoever we picked in that spot, get better and really start their career off on the right foot with an investment from a staff and an organization for the long term.
All righty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Don't miss it. Buy anything at Jordan's. And if the Red Sox sweep the World Championship, it's all free. And you get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the fun at Jordan's. It ends Sunday.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Andersen, we think so. When it's a window forged from Fibrix and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Thinking twice about that summer road trip due to high gas prices? Well, with an electrified Toyota, you can pack your bags today. Right now, you can get savings on amazingly fuel-efficient Toyotas at the Toyota Summer Sales Event. Save fuel with an electrified all-wheel drive Highlander Hybrid with 35 mpg and up to a 598-mile driving range. Plus, get 1.75% financing on Highlander. So, take that summer road trip. But first, see your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Find meaningful work in behavioral health care, like Shelby, who works in multiple settings caring for children with a background of trauma.
I was motivated to join the behavioral health field because I had decided that I was going to advocate for children with similar backgrounds to my own. As a younger person, I find that the most rewarding part of my job as a behavioral health professional is the emotional gratification in seeing my clients succeed.
Learn more about compassionate careers at caringforme.org.
Don't miss it. Buy anything at Jordan's. And if the Sox sweep the World Championship, it's all free. And get 60 months no interest. Ends Sunday. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
From Iceland to Maine, a Dover Foxcroft woman opened her bakery during the pandemic after she left her previous job. As Sierra Jordan reports, this will be her first time baking delicious treats for the upcoming Whoopie Pie Festival.
Born and raised in North Iceland, Iris Oscar-Dottersvale has been in love with baking ever since she was young. Oscar-Dottersvale began working in the culinary industry when she was 15. She became the first woman in Iceland's history to win their national baking competition.
It's been a big part of my life for a while now.
Oscar-Dottersvale said she met her husband Joel online and shortly immigrated to Dover Foxcroft in 2017.
She's like, what is a whoopie pie? And so I'm like, okay, I have to figure out how to explain this. The top of 2 cupcakes with stuff in the middle.
In March of 2020, Oscar-Dottersvale says she lost her job at her bakery, which closed down due to the pandemic. Her husband says he couldn't just let her give up her passion.
We had a really tough conversation, you know, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? And God love my parents said, no, we know what we're going to do. So they took their money and time and found the location, and we all kind of helped get stuff where it needs to be. And even in the middle of the pandemic, opened the doors.
From cakes to pies to pastries, Vale's Custom Cakes opened its doors to the Dover Foxcroft community in 2021.
Basically been helping her get all the flour, the sugar, eggs, and the eggs.
This tray of Whoopie Pies is not yet finished, but it is something that folks can expect at Saturday's Whoopie Pie Festival. Oscar-Dottersvale says she plans on baking about 2,000 of these Whoopie Pies and hopes she doesn't run out for tomorrow's event.
So it's very exciting to finally participate for the first time, especially since the festival hasn't been held for 3 years now because of the pandemic.
In Dover Foxcroft, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Staying in Dover Foxcroft, another restaurant doesn't just make waffles for breakfast. They also make the waffles for lunch, dinner, and dessert. When Michael Begley, his mom and stepdad moved to Maine, they realized there weren't many options for breakfast restaurants. Originally starting in downtown Dover-Foxcroft, the family opened Peace, Love, and Waffles in 2019. Due to the pandemic, though, the restaurant had to shut down, but it's since reopened back in 2021. From a blueberry cheesecake waffle to chicken and waffles, that restaurant offers more than 25 different options on its menu. He says they plan to make around 2,000 waffle whoopie pies for the annual Whoopie Pie Festival in Dover-Foxcroft tomorrow.
These are going to be waffle whoopie pies. We make them right in the waffle irons that we have here, and we wanted it to be kind of a reflection of what our menu is here. So we're going to have blueberry waffle whoopie pies, maple bacon. We've got a rainbow one that we're doing. Ube, which is a yam from the Philippines.
You can sign me up for a maple bacon one, please. Begley says the restaurant will be offering waffle whoopie pies shortly after the festival. And now for a serious dose of adorable, not 5 Siberian tiger cubs. They were all born at Six Flags Wild Safari in New Jersey. Six Flags says the endangered cubs, which included 3 boys and 2 girls, were born on May 2nd.
So there's less than 500 Siberian tigers left in the wild, so she gave birth to another 1% of the population. This is Nadia's 3rd litter, and she was raising all of them. She was taking care of them herself. When we went in to do our first check at 3 weeks of age, this cub was below every other cub's weight. She weighed about 2.5 pounds, which is actually the birth weight. So at 3 weeks of age, being still 2.5 pounds, she just wasn't gaining the way the other cubs were, who were about 6 pounds at the time. So we actually had to pull her and intervene, otherwise she wouldn't have survived, and get her enough foods. We brought her to the clinic, warmed her up, got her on a bottle, and now she's doing very well. She's almost 7 pounds now at 5 weeks of age.
How adorable. And Kiefer says without human interaction and human intervention, these tigers would likely go extinct. They are endangered due to a number of factors, including hunting, poaching, and habitat loss. So it's great to see them doing all that incredibly important work there, and we can just feast our eyes at the adorable cuteness. All right, well, that's all we have for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Mopping the kitchen is a messy chore. It can take forever to mop the dirt from your floor. Well, now you can spin away those dirty germs and bacteria with Floor Police, the lightweight and cordless power spin mop that scrubs away messes the fast and easy way. It's so light you can lift it with just 2 fingers. But at a speedy 100 RPMs, the microfiber pads do all the scrubbing so you don't have to. The secret to its cleaning speed is the powerful electric motor and rechargeable lithium battery that has 90 minutes of runtime. Just add any disinfectant, then watch it float across the floor, dissolving and disinfecting everything in its path. Even hands-free, this mop can tackle the tough jobs like these markers. Incredible! Other mops just push the mess around, but Floor Police spin cleans up to 10 times faster. The swivel head can easily clean in and around obstacles and get deep under furniture, even vertical surfaces on steps or those dirty, dusty baseboards, never missing a spot. Plus, the pads are machine washable and reusable. Other spin mops can cost over $200. $5, but get Floor Police with 2 microfiber pads today for just 3 easy payments of $29.99. And we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, call now and get 2 free scouring pads. Perfect for tackling tough messes in the mudroom or getting grime off the shower floor. Even clean and sanitize the highest shower tiles. And we're not done yet. You'll also get 2 free polishing pads. Now spin the sparkle back to any surface in an instant. And forget ladders. Now get a streak-free shine on those windows usually out of reach. But hold everything. We're going to drop 1 payment. That's just 2 easy payments of $29.99. But wait, call right now and you can double the offer. Just pay separate fee. That's 2 Floor Police Power Spin mops with pads, plus free shipping on your entire order. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-510-2881. That's 1-800-510-2881. Or visit floorpolice.com. So call 1-800-510-2881. Order now.
You're watching Fox